This is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. Welcome to Job Search Radio.
Are you looking for a new job or interested in leveling up? Job Search Radio is your go-to resource for insider tips on job hunting and growing your career. Here's your host, Jeff Altman.
Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the host for Job Search Radio, and welcome to the 402nd episode of this show. Job Search Radio covers everything other than interviewing during 2017. My other show, No BS Job Search Advice Radio, for 2017 is focused on that. Interviewing. That's it. Only interviewing. And for this show, if you go back from this episode, you'll notice that September I was focused on salary negotiations. So some good material that normally isn't covered because most people are afraid to talk about it. Now, we've reached October. I'm going back to the previous format, and this one is going to be involved with research. How to research an organization, researching a job, the people that you meet with. Hope you find it helpful. Please give the show 5 stars on iTunes or Stitcher. It helps other people find the show. And if you're interested in my coaching you, whether that's the entirety of your search or perhaps doing interview preparation or salary negotiation advice or critiquing your resume, visit thebiggamehunter.us. There's information there. You don't have to write it down now. I have information at the end of the show about it. And now let's get going. Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. And, I noticed recently this, you know how it is that people always tell you that you have to research your value before you start looking for a job. But no one ever tells you how. They just say you have to find out what your value is, and they never teach you the method of doing it. So I want to teach you, for modern times, the best way to do it. Back in the Stone Ages, when I started out recruiting, you would look at ads on newspaper ads for particular positions, and you start noticing the salary ranges, and you start to take an average of these salaries and discover what your value was. But a lot of ads no longer include salary. Recruiter ads do, but sometimes those numbers are a little exaggerated because they're trying to draw people in and then talk them down. So here's what I want to suggest, and this is truthfully the best way that you can do it. Let's say you have an interview scheduled at a large banking firm. Get onto LinkedIn, look for people who are doing programming for the kind of application that you do. I'm using programming as an example. Or people who do the kind of work that you're being interviewed for, who work for that firm using keyword searches. And then reach out to them directly. Don't go through LinkedIn. Just call them up and simply say, "Hi, is this so-and-so?" "Yes. My name is such and such, and I'm frankly interviewing for a position. Could I get 4 minutes of your time to pick your brain about something?" Good. First of all, how do you like working there? Is it a good experience, or are you wrestling with anything? And they'll talk with you about it. Most of the time, I'm going to tell you it's a great experience. Terrific. Could I trouble you to ask, because when they interview, they're going to ask about the salary I'm looking for. And, I've reached out to a couple of people, and I'm not going to tell you who, but I'm just trying to be, polite and maintain their confidentiality. But I'm just very simply asking, number one, whether it's a good environment to work in, and number two, give me an idea of the salary that you're earning so that this way I don't shoot too high or shoot too low. And you'll get a little bit of pushback because most people are uncomfortable in the U.S. talking about their salary. But if more and more people do it, it's going to become more and more of a common practice and take away the power that employers have by having the only knowledge about what pay scales are. And that's really their corporate advantage. I'll just tell you a quick story. Yesterday on Facebook, there was a corporate recruiter who put out a message to third-party recruiters. And he was facing a dilemma where he was interviewing someone who seemed good for a job, but they just wouldn't say the salary. They just wouldn't give it up. So he punted to the hiring manager with his notes about her lack of flexibility. And I commended the guy, first of all, for not following the traditional line of just rejecting the person. And, I recognize that from his vantage point, he feels like he's in a bind because his job is to try and bring on someone with the lowest number possible. And the person's job is to get the highest amount possible. So, when you're doing your research, you want to take note of the ranges that people are earning and what the differences are in the work that they do. Because just because one person is making 95 and another one's making 125 doesn't mean that you're worth the 125. Look at what they do versus what you're being asked to do and see how a firm might value it. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here's a few ways that you can follow up with me. First of all, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching from me, email me at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us, and in the subject line, put the word coaching. I'll get back in touch with you. We'll set up a time to speak for an introductory conversation. We'll see if it makes sense for us to work together. Generally, I work with people at a manager level and above. Next, if you're not at that level, the next best way to work with me is through JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. There I have curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Plus, you can ask me questions through the site. I'll be very happy to answer them. Next, if you're not sure about your resume or your LinkedIn profile or both, I do critiques of them, and you can find out more about them at thebiggamehunter.us, as well as what I call a job search makeover, where you hire me, we sit down for 60, 90 minutes or so, we go through everything that you're doing in your search, maybe we do a mock interview, and when all is said and done, you are much better prepared to go forward. I have a lot of services like that. Again, you can find out about them at thebiggamehunter.us. So I'll be back soon with more. In the meantime, have a great day. Take care.
If you would like to have Jeff give you advice about your job search, you'll love JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. This site has all of Jeff's books and guides to job hunting available free. The ability to have Jeff answer your questions, plus podcasts and videos that'll help you with all the different parts of a job search, including writing a winning resume and cover letter, great answers to interview questions, how to negotiate effectively, whether you want an easy way or want to get tough, plus a community of people like you who you can get advice from. The site again is JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. That's JobSearchCoachingHQ.com.